What a beautiful ship. I assume it belongs to the Croatian Navy or Coast Guard, probably for training. Beautiful ship.
And J, and that is the smallest inhabited island that we have on the Adriatic coastline, and as Marina said, the highest point is only 9 feet above the sea level. So that
People who live in that island is diving for sponges.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will see as well, especially in this part on both sides of the road, some bushes, just dry twigs and branches, simply because 2 years ago we have a major forest fire which affected the central part of Dalmatia, and at one point the fire stretched for 27 kilometers. So that's why those bushes are gone. Of course, in this area, being a limestone area, we've got loads of rocks and just a thin layer of dirt. So if you don't replant, of course, the trees, plants that grow here, then it's very hard for these plants to regrow again, because with the rain, with the wind, the erosion, then of course all the dirt, the soil gets washed down from the slopes of these mountains. So that's why some of them actually they're there.
We're heading up from the beautiful
What town is that
coastline.
right opposite us?
There is just a small village, Grabashtica. Very nice. Many people, what they do, they rent rooms. They rent rooms.
We're in a tiny village up in the hills.
The last 1990s war, the people joined the army, and there were, of course, casualties as well in this part of.
This is the name of the village.
There wasn't an. What a quaint little.
Here's a good close-up view of these stone roofs. A nice garden here, and up on the top of the steps, we have a donkey.
How cool is that? And look at the garden.
Nice little garden here,
Oh my goodness, look.
overlooking the vegetables. This is what we saw from down below.
Mentioned the gentleman who, made it possible for people to come here and to see where he was born. So this is Don Stipe. Don Stipe, the local priest, we can say Dobar dan. Dobar dan.
Ja isto, valjda nisam zadnje, valjda će neki od naših bratovi nastaviti ovdje.
He said, welcome to the modest house, my modest home, where actually my family sort of came here from Bosnia, and actually they reached these areas 350 years ago. So this is where his ancestors started building his stone-made houses. This is where our family lived for centuries. He said, I might be the last one, and then he corrected, no, I'm not. My brothers, I've got nieces and nephews. I hope that then after me, they'll look after these buildings. He said, please feel free to have a look around. The small building right there, on the corner, that is the kitchen, where the open fireplace is. He said, anyway, the focal point of the household. Only wealthier families, and obviously Don Stipe's family was doing quite well, they could afford to build an extra building which was used just as a dining room. And then we have all these different, let's say, storage spaces where you keep their tools, the wine cellars, and the wine cellar. And for example, over there, they had the master bed. So a mother and father, they would be sleeping inside this room, pop inside and look up, and said, I'm fascinated with the roofs when they come here.
This is the master bedroom.
And he said, and I was born here. He said, hey, don't forget to mention it. He was born.
The priest was born right inside this room.
And the other stone-made building, he converted into the private chapel. So he said, have a look around, please do. But then I think the right way to start from this table. What we've got here, he says, I've got almonds, and there are loads of almond trees growing here.
Here we have some grappa, and then the yellow one is grappa with herbs added, and they wait 40 days, and there it is. Here's the inside of the stone roofs. They haven't insulated or anything, they've just crammed lots of stones in there. And in here we have a collection of tools. And there's a rustic loom. Well, there's some socks. I wonder if they could loom something that fine on here. Well, more likely this. This is much looser, much larger yarn. I think they're probably, well, they're picking up rocks to build the walls, I guess. Nice cooking pot. I guess this is the best they had for a plow. We have the still in here. Look at this big beautiful pot. Probably for collecting and smashing up the remains from the grapes to make the grappa. This is definitely an old stone building. I think some of it was natural stone. Here's the kitchen. And a table, and we have lots of the gourds drying here. And here was an open fire to cook the food. See how black the stones are on the inside from years of fires here. There is a little ventilation. Here's up close. We have butter lettuce.
Is this kale? What is this?
Could be. Well, that's interesting. We haven't decided if it's a stone igloo or a huge pizza oven. Here's some native costumes.
I'm invited you here. He wants to share as well.
Some work by artists. They've encouraged artists to come out here.
So what those stickers said. Were killed during the Second World War. So the first, let's say, painting, drawing, shows the founder of the family. He said, my grandfather. So as we said earlier, around 350 years ago, my family comes from Bosnia-Herzegovina. We are escaping from the Turks. We settle these areas, and this is where our family starts again. Yes, at Bodem. So peace and goodwill. No, yes, so that's quite close translation. And here is, of course, the founder of the family, who is portrayed at the table where we had our drink, underneath the same sort of vine, which was planted in the year 1900, and as you see, the date of birth and the date of death. He was the first victim of course, 1942 of our family, so during the Second World War. Up here, he said, this is my grandma. As you can see, she's holding this church, which was the church in the village, and we grew up, you know, following the Roman Catholic religion. So that's where we were baptized, that's where our funerals were, so it kind of our life concentrated between the field and the church. He was the only male member of the family.
Father was
He's thanks
killed
to help the women of the family, and that's why partisans didn't tolerate that, and he was shot by his own people, by the partisans. When he was 29, he said I was 22 days old. That's when I lost my father.
The last two paintings show our host as he became a priest, and now he's the priest in this village.
Oh yeah, oh yes.
The other difference that I see is you don't see the Soviet structures, the boxes.
Oh yes, oh yeah.
This is one of the little towns that we have along the Riviera of Sibenik. It is known Primosten. Look at it, it's so picturesque, like a picture postcard.
I think that when the war started, whoever was building this house left. But right next door is a very nice house, very modern.